When I was about 18 or 19, I ran into this man. His name was Hussein. And he became my teacher for the next decade or so. Then he became a family friend for the next 4 decades. His wife, her name is Shadia. She's still alive. Hussein passed away because of cancer a couple years ago. She's an artist. She paints like the people who did during the Renaissance. In fact, when she was bringing some of her artwork from Iran to America, they locked her up in a room thinking that she actually stole some art pieces from some museum in Europe, and she was trying to take them to the US to sell them. And she had to spend a few weeks convincing the people in charge or people in power that, listen, this is my own creation. I drew this, I painted this. When you speak to me about art or anyone, music, art, creativity, I'll always go back to some of the heroes that are interesting for me. I respect my teacher, I respect his wife, I respect most of the artwork that came out of the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. I like things that are philosophical and force you to think and reflect. Is it true that when Rihanna created that music about capitalism in America inspired me? No, not Rihanna, because unfortunately I attached her personality to the music, and it just robbed the music of any creativity or value from it. Should I separate the artist from the arts? I don't have that talent. Is it true that one should? I think it's important to separate the artist from the artwork, because art, for many of the artists, it's an inspired moment. All of a sudden you walk around, your mood begins to change. You become connected or inspired by something invisible, unknown, indescribable. You lock yourself in a room, you create music, you do a drawing of sorts. I mean, consider Picasso's drawing of Guernica. It's a regular chap, he's just sitting, drinking his coffee, eating his bagel, and all of a sudden, he hears that this tiny little village is bombed, and everybody's dead. Civilians. He puts his coffee away, throws away the bagel, locks himself in a room, and grabs a pencil and a blank sheet of paper and just sketches Guernica. And now it fetches billions of dollars. It's not like he decided that morning to create this piece. It's inspired. Now, should I consider the fact that Picasso was a piece of shit of a human being? No. There is the human side to him and there is the artistic side to him. And these two things can't intertwine. They can't mix. I mean, look at Jesus Christ. Is he a human being? Yeah. Do human beings need to eat to survive? Yeah. Do they need to drink to survive? Yeah. So what happens as a result of eating and drinking? Well, you need to shit. You need to pee. Anywhere in the New Testament talks about Jesus shitting? Of course not. And that's what we do to our heroes. We don't want to see them as human beings who do casual things like the rest of us. In some ways, it's really, really good. In some ways, it's really, really dangerous. Because the moment Jesus comes to you and says, listen, can you hold on? I need to go take a dump. You say, oh my God, he's like me. He takes a shit. And something happens to you as a human, as a psyche, because you say, well, I thought he transcends all of this stuff. He's like non-human. And the moment he comes back from the bathroom after 5 hours of having this awful diarrhea, and he's going to give you a piece of wisdom, you say, oh no, your wisdom is it has a mixture of shit and wisdom. I don't want that. I just want pure wisdom. And that's something we do to the artist. And in some ways, we have no choice but to make our artists heroes, because look around you, man. I mean, Oakland smells. Life is bad. We want someone to come out of this awful environment and say, you know what? I come out of Oakland, but Oakland can't touch me. And I create this beautiful piece of music or piece of art that's meant to inspire, to create a social reform, to better education, to eradicate poverty, to create social justice. And it is really our own poverty that doesn't allow us to look at an artist and say, from 9 to 5, they're just going to be human. From 5 to 10, they're going to be artists.